Hello, and welcome to Senior Drugs. I'm Angel Mercado. Have you ever wondered if you can really draw architecture, but maybe you're a little bit afraid because of all the intricate, angles, and it's a tough subject. Well, for you today, I want to show you a very simple way. Well, start easy. Remember, I always believe we start easy and then we work ourselves, into more complicated things. And this time we're going to draw a farmhouse. I just got back from Indiana, and I've seen some family and some friends, and I've seen this beautiful farmhouse from the early 1900s. So I want to share with you, and I think this will be a great exercise for you. For this I used charcoal, but you can use pencil if you want to. And remember, the point today is you can draw architecture. That's what I'm going to do. We're going to sketch architecture. Don't worry about the mistakes. You will see it's very easy to start drawing lines, and little by little, we square things away, and it becomes a more joyful experience where we don't need rulers or anything like that. So if you're interested in it, and I hope you are, just stay tuned and watch what we have for you today. And before we go, remember to check under the descriptions for a free class I have made just for you, so you can learn how to start making a drawing or a painting if you're into painting too. It was very difficult for me at the beginning, and so that's why I decided to do this and share it with you. And all you need to do is just send me your email, and I will send you my class. And if you don't find it in your regular mailbox, check the spam. Chances are it will be there. And of course, give me a like, subscribe, and share it if you can. You will help me out, and I will help you out. It's a win-win situation. So now let's go to the drawing board. Okay, so for the drawing, the first thing we'll do here is sketch our horizon line. In this case, going to be lower to the ground, since we have a lot going on above ground. So that's how we decide where we place our line. Horizon line depends on what we have above or below ground. And now, as you know, I like to start with my big shapes first. So I'm sketching the big shape of the house, a big rectangle, very simple. And what I do here, you have to make sure I'm within the proportions. I'm going to add get an idea about where the windows are going to go. So that's what I'm doing. That way I would know if it's, if the buildings, the rectangle I just drew is large enough. And in this case, I think it's going to be okay. If you notice, I go up and down several times with my charcoal stick, and that's because I like to sketch very light. If I was sketching for myself, it would be sometimes lighter than this. But when you sketch very light, you can really move those lines around. So you have to, you make a mistake, you think, oh, this should have been a little bit lower or higher. You can get rid of those lines. So that's a big plus of drawing light. That's why I always like to start my drawings light, my sketches light. And I continue to, as you can see, we build from the large shape of the house, where now we're focusing into smaller shapes, such as that little roof in front of the house. And I have one more window to add to this. And now, kind of sketching about, give me an idea about where the big masses of trees are going to go. It was summertime in Indiana, so that's where this house comes from. A very, very nice friends of one of my daughters. They're farmers, and they farm about 2,000 acres, they say, but also they have orchards, apple orchards, so that they make apple cider, and also they have some peach trees. And she made the tastiest peach cobbler I haven't tasted in a long time, with fresh peaches, and it was so good, so nice, such a nice person. So thanks to them, Spencer's Farm, I decided to do this their house here for one of our videos, and I continue developing it. Now that was some kind of shed they had it way in the back that you can see just a little bit of it, and I'm also adding the trees on the left side. And you know, it was summertime, so it was a lot of dark areas in the foliage. Yeah, not much sky can penetrate that. So that's what I'm doing there. This house was from the early 1920, I believe, and you can still see some of the glass, the original glass. You know, how uneven it was in some areas. Beautiful, beautiful home. I love old houses, and that's one thing I miss from Indiana, the old architecture, because it's loaded with old architecture. Beautiful. And now when I decide to, you know, when I made up my mind and okay, here's where everything's going to go, I'm going to add a little bit of tone, in this case to the trees, and I'm still with the charcoal stick, soft charcoal. A little bit of cross hatching too, and I'm not, you know, that careful with it, with the shapes or everything. I'm just pretty much want to add tone to the paper and see about where the shapes are going to go, the dark shapes can compare to the lighter shapes, and see if they work. So once they work, I see that I'm happy with them, then I can start going darker. So that's how I always approach my drawings. And I sketch and re-sketch my drawings as I add more tone to the paper. You know, sometimes we lose the drawing, so we just go on top of it and start sketching it again, especially the simple drawings. I think I'm going to do another video of architecture like this, maybe another the same farmhouse, maybe but from a different angle. That way we can talk about perspective. So, like I said, I like to start easy first, so this will be the easiest way to start the sketch, and then we'll get a little more involved once that we figure out. But you see, as you can see, I'm not using a ruler, I'm not doing anything, but just you know, just kind of like eye it and just go with it. And as I re-sketch, I start, you know, I kind of make the lines a little bit straighter if they need to be. And now I'm going to go with a little bit darker charcoal stick, and I'm going to do the big masses of the trees. That's why I like charcoal, because you see how fast I can add tone to it, how fast we can move throughout the drawing. It's nice. And now in the front, this was a little bit of a backlit, not quite backlit, but a little bit of it. The sun was just getting behind those trees. So the front yard was a little bit, well, the front of the house was in shadow, and so was a little bit of the land by the house. And now, just to unify everything, I just went with my hand, you know, and blend everything together. It's always good to do that because it unifies the whole drawing. And also, what I do as I'm doing this, I'm squinting my eyes. I'm going like this. I'm squinting because that is how you can judge the tones, the values, you know, between light and dark. Are they too light? Are they too dark? Do they need to be a little bit darker? Do they need to be a little bit lighter? And here becomes a game of you know, add and take, add and take. You add some charcoal, you take some charcoal off, until you know you're happy with what you have there. As you can see, I'm kind of re-sketching the house again. I know that it doesn't look very straight to you, but that's because of the camera angle. I just can't get it just right where it's going to be a straight line. So, but believe me, these are straight lines. So they look a little bit of a, you know, wonky like this because of the camera angle. And now I'm just developing more the drawing, like more details. And right in the areas where they were the two big tree trunks. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm adding the two big tree trunks. And you can see how fast we can develop a drawing, how much we can cover when we use charcoal. That's why I love it. There I'm kind of drawing the chimney one on that side, and I'm getting kind of like the darker lines, like shutters on the windows, getting them darker than the rest of them. And I'm using the pencil, if you notice this time. The pencil, when I do lines with this pencil, they're not going to go, they're not going to blend that easy as does the soft charcoal. So once I know where I want the lines, then I can go with a pencil, charcoal, or charcoal pencil, and make my lines, you know, darker, and my tones darker, whatever I want to. Because I know that even though if I go over with my finger, those tones are going to pretty much stay there. And remember, everything is done soft. So when you go over it, go over very soft. That is the way to do it. There's nothing that goes on hard. You know, you don't want the darks right away. You can damage the paper. Plus, it's just nice to, you know, develop the whole. At least that's how I'm used to doing it. Develop the whole drawing at once. It makes it a lot easier for me to judge the values. And now I'm going to start, I think I'm going to start adding a little bit of shadows on the grass there in the front of the house. Those are made by trees, by that tree there in the background, or by trees on the side. It was such a beautiful day. These people have the biggest tractors I've seen in a long time. I haven't been to a farm for a while. Since I moved away from Indiana, and so it's, you know, all this new machinery kind of caught my eye. Here I'm kind of going again, trying to find my boundaries, you know, the edges of the trees, and I'm not being too careful right now and making them very loose right now. I just want the shape mostly, because, you know, that's what we're doing. We're just sketching shapes. And from there is where we come, you know, to the house. Now I blend everything again, and I'm redrawing some of the lines I feel like they need to be redrawn. But you can tell just by leaving the grass in the foreground bright like that, it was a sunny day. Of course, the bottom of the tree is always darker because that's where it doesn't get a whole lot of sun. I continue, you know, adding, just working with the values. There, I decided to add more value to the grass, to the ground, because it was getting too white. And we know it's not white. It's light in value, but it's not as white as the sky was. So that's why I decided to add another layer. And now here's there was a little tree in front of the big tree, so that's what I'm doing right here. Kind of give it the shape of the, I don't know if it was a shrub or a tree in front of it. And as you do this, you know, just don't worry about mistakes or anything like that, because, you know, especially if you're using charcoal or pencil too, if you're doing this on a, you know, with a light touch, you can really move things around, so you don't have to worry about making mistakes. You can experiment a lot like this, because, you know, you can always kind of, you know, bring it back. You can either erase it, you can blend it, whatever, and you can draw on top of it. So it's a great medium, charcoal, to practice with, to you know, try new things because because of the nature of the medium. And now again with my finger I'm blending some of theirs, and now with the eraser I'm going to start to add the sun on the grass again. But you can see now it's going to look sunny, but it's not going to be as bright as the sky. So that was my idea here, just not to make it too bright. It's going to be the same as the sky. And I'll continue developing the shadows. It was such a nice, peaceful, quiet place because it's in the middle of nowhere, this house. And the machinery and stuff is in a different place, so you don't get that noise from the machineries. By the way, remember to get my free lesson that I did for you. Is how to start a sketch or a painting if you're into painting. It will really help you out. I think I remember how I struggled at first. It was kind of like, I wasn't too sure about how to go about it, so that's why I decided to do this and share it with you. So you send me your email and I'm going to send you this lesson, and it should be in your email box. But if you don't see it there, please go to the spam. Usually it's in the spam folder. You're going to find them. And now I keep on redefining things and just pretty much really okay, now what I'm doing, I'm adding with the eraser, I'm adding the sun and the leaves that are being hit by it, that is in the front of that big tree. So you can see that there was a smaller tree in front of that big tree. And the roof of the house was a little bit darker than the rest of the house, of course, so I'm adding more sharper to it. And again, blending, because sometimes it gets to be too grainy and it doesn't look very good when it's too grainy. So it's always good to blend sometimes, so you can get rid of that grainy look. And I'm doing just this with my finger, and later on you're going to see, there you go, you see I'm lighting it up now, the side of the house, because the walls were lighter than the roof, so that's what I'm doing. But remember, they were under shadow, so you don't want them too bright and you don't want them too dark. There's a fine balance there. Now I'm going to redraw this one. I think this is the last time, like the roof in front of the house. And a little bit of the roof was being hit by sunlight. It was still there, so I made sure I added that a little bit. And also adding some of the different things. I think that was a big milk can they had there in the front porch. So that's what I'm drawing there. The post for the front porch, and now I'm going to add the light that is here in the small roof in the front of the house. You see? That way it still shows you that the sun is not quite all the way behind the house. You can still see a little bit of sun. When you do this, just take your time, just enjoy it. Remember, you're doing this because you like the experience of drawing. At least that's why you do it. So I hope you're doing it for the same reasons. And now I'm adding little details here and there, but pretty much the drawing, the sketch is all done. So try to do the same thing if you want to, or do your own material, whatever works for you. And I hope you're going to practice this, and I hope we're going to see you again on my next video, where we'll be maybe doing another farmhouse, but this time we're going to be doing it with a little bit more perspective, not so much right head on. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.